The Muslim Conquest of Persia, a divine mandate. Did you know that the Muslim conquest of Persia wasn't just a military campaign? It was viewed by many as a divinely ordained mission to spread justice and faith. Let's explore this pivotal event in Islamic history from an Islamic perspective. The Muslim conquest of Persia stands as a monumental event, deeply etched in the annals of Islamic history. It's more than just a military campaign. It's often viewed as a divinely sanctioned expansion of faith. This expansion brought liberation and a new social order to the region. This narrative is primarily constructed from Islamic sources. These include the Quran, the Hadith, sayings and actions of Prophet Muhammad, and early historical accounts written by Muslim scholars. These sources provide a unique lens through which to understand the motivations and consequences of the conquest. The conquest began in the 7th century CE, a period of rapid expansion following the death of Prophet Muhammad. The Rashidun Caliphate, under the leadership of Caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab, set its sights on Persia. This marked the beginning of a transformative era. At the time, the Sasanian Empire ruled Persia. However, the empire was perceived to be weakened by internal strife and moral decay. This perception played a significant role in the Muslims' motivation for conquest. The Sasanian rulers were seen as corrupt and unjust. Religious intolerance towards non-Zoroastrians was rampant. Social inequalities created widespread discontent among the population. The Quran emphasizes justice and the spreading of Islam as a universal message. This provided a religious and moral justification for the expansion. The Muslims believed they were bringing a more just and equitable system to the people of Persia. The initial encounters between the Muslim and Sasanian forces are often portrayed as battles fought with unwavering courage and faith. These battles were seen as tests of strength and devotion. The Muslims believed they were fighting for a righteous cause. The Battle of Al-Qadisiyah in 636 CE is considered a turning point in the conquest. A smaller Muslim army decisively defeated a much larger Sasanian force. This victory was attributed to divine intervention and the superior moral character of the Muslim soldiers. Subsequent battles and sieges led to the fall of Ctesiphon, the Sasanian capital. These victories are often attributed to the bravery of Muslim warriors and the triumph of Islam. The narrative focuses on the unwavering faith and determination of the Muslim forces. The conversion of the Persian population to Islam is a central theme in the Islamic narrative of the conquest. It's often portrayed as a voluntary acceptance of faith. This acceptance was driven by the perceived justice and egalitarianism of the Islamic system. The Quran emphasizes treating conquered peoples with respect. The Muslims offered protection, dhimmi status, to those who did not convert. They were allowed to practice their own religions, albeit with certain restrictions. This policy is cited as evidence of the benevolent nature of Muslim rule. It highlights the perceived fairness and tolerance of the Islamic system. The narrative emphasizes the positive aspects of the new social order. It's crucial to acknowledge that the historical narrative is complex and multifaceted. While Islamic sources emphasize the positive aspects of the conquest, for example, Pact of Umar it had a treaty between the Muslims and non-Muslims who were conquered by Umar during his conquest of the Levant, Syria and Lebanon, in the year 637 CE that later gained a canonical status in Islamic jurisprudence. 1. It specifies rights and restrictions for dhimmis, or protected persons, a type of protected class of non-Muslim peoples recognized by Islam, which includes Jews, Christians, Zoroastrians, and several other recognized faiths. The displacement of the existing ruling class and the suppression of certain cultural practices are often minimized in the traditional Islamic narrative. It's important to consider these aspects to gain a more complete understanding of the conquest. A balanced perspective requires acknowledging both the positive and negative consequences of this historical event. The conquest of Persia remains a significant event in the expansion of Islam. It represents a victory of faith and justice over perceived oppression. This period of transformation brought Persia under the banner of Islam. The integration of Persian culture and knowledge into Islamic civilization enriched both societies. This exchange of ideas and traditions contributed to the golden age of Islamic scholarship. The narrative emphasizes the moral and religious dimensions of the conquest. Ultimately, the conquest is portrayed as a divinely guided mission. Its purpose was to spread Islam and establish a just society. This perspective highlights the profound impact of the conquest on the course of Islamic history. Ready to delve deeper into the fascinating history of the Muslim conquest of Persia? Explore primary source documents, engage in scholarly discussions, and share this video to spread awareness. Let's continue to learn and understand our history together.